Hello and welcome everybody. I hope you're having an amazing day wherever you are. Today I'm going to be talking about the early history of music sales on the internet. I'll explain the context that led record labels to sell music on the internet and the impact this seismic change has had on the music industry. To start from the beginning, the internet went public in 1993. This allowed people around the world to interact with each other. They could create websites filled with graphics, hyperlinks, and audio files. People found community and fan forums on these websites. These fan forums allowed fans of artists to discuss and even share music across the internet. However, this music sharing was not official and no royalties were paid to record labels. The first major example of this came early in the internet's history in 1993 when Depeche Mode's Songs of Faith and Devotion was leaked online in chat rooms. This signaled to record labels the major threat that the internet posed to profits. In 1994, Geffen Records took the first step to using the internet as a tool of distribution. The record label hosted a free download of the song Head First by Aerosmith. This led to the infamous quote, "If our fans are out there driving down that information superhighway, then we want to be playing at the truck stop." This signaled the beginning of major record labels officially releasing music on the internet. It certainly wouldn't be the end though. In 1997, Capitol Records took a massive step into the age of the internet. They released Electric Barbarella by Duran Duran as a single that people could pay to download on the internet. Capitol Records released a radio version for 99 cents and an online-only version for $1.99. The internet-only version was a massive hit, which proved that the internet was a viable tool for distribution. While the results ended up being exactly what Capitol Records was looking for, prior to the release, many executives pushed back against releasing music on the internet. They believed that it would show Capitol Records was childish and could not play against other major record labels. One man at the company, named Robert Sloan Bechtel, argued that the internet would be a massive tool for music distribution. He argued that if they could feed music directly into customers' homes without customers having to go to the store, they could increase their profits. According to Robin Sloan Bechtel, people at the company did not fully understand the internet. They did not understand how the internet was used by consumers, which led to them not understanding the untapped resource that the internet was for music sales. According to him, it took several years to convince executives to release a single onto the internet. Once they decided they would release a single, they had to decide who. Robin argued that they needed to release a single from a major artist or it would not be an accurate test of how the internet could be used as a tool for distribution. Executives gave in and agreed. Robin proposed that they release Electric Barbarella by Duran Duran on the internet. By this time, Duran Duran was a large artist with a massive fan following, so it would be a good test. As stated before, the online release was a massive hit and made huge profits for Capitol Records. According to Robert, at the time, the massive profits that Capitol Records brought in signaled to the rest of the industry that selling music online was not only viable, but a massive benefit to the companies. Then, in 1999, another record label stepped into the ring. Virgin Records would become the first record label to release a full album onto the internet for download. They released Hours by David Bowie in 1999. In fact, this album was available for download on David Bowie's personal website, BowieNet. This created a sense of connection between fans and the artist. This album was a massive success, and it further proved to record labels that the internet was a good tool for distribution. This seismic change led to an industry standard of releasing music on the internet. No longer was the internet an experimental tool, it was a standard tool. This change led to widespread access to music. It also led to an increase in fan cult followings. Fans prided themselves on downloading every version of a song, from alternate takes to remixes and every version in between. Music sales on the internet would only continue to grow in the late 1990s. By 1999, Robinson Betchel was proved correct. His theory that using the internet as a tool for distribution instead of letting it harm record label profits was correct. Another change that came from music being sold on the internet was access for artists to sell music. This change opened the music industry and allowed for independent artists to start distributing their music across nations and across the world. Prior to music being sold on the internet, independent artists were mainly stuck playing shows. But now that they could sell their music on the internet officially, they had a much easier time becoming mainstream artists. Record labels would eventually have to contend with these new up-and-coming artists who were able to build cult followings without the help of major record labels.